Hello there, everybody. So, what advice do I have going into 2026, and what are some of my goals clarified, ironed out, and more? Let's look at how I'm considering my breaking through the glass year, also being the year that RPG mindset really had more of an effect on me than I could have ever hoped it might. See you here in a little bit.
Tis the season to be jolly. La 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel. La 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 la. Troll the ancient to a tight carol. La 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 la.
Welcome on back, everybody. My name is Jenna O'Malley. I am your soul writer, author of sci-fi fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references. Alongside the raw healing stories, my characters in the Myrna Annals do weave throughout time and space. I help other soul bards such as yourselves get back to what you love to do most in your pace, in your time, and your stride. I do have openings for coaching clients, both here as part of this channel membership, one-on-one, and, of course, editings open for the year for the books. So what are some RPG player mindsets that you consider? Let's look at 5. And then, of course, what are some of my main goals for 2026 finally ironed out? Number 1, like most dungeon masters or game masters would in a roleplay experience, allow yourself to have some agency as the player in the game of life. Oh, this is something that Baka reminds me of often whenever we are working on co-authoring the Myrna Annals TTRPG. Not only what can we do to get the maths to work, but he is often reminding me of both what it's like to be the dungeon master and game master, but more importantly, the agency of the player to get through various takes on the same scenario and still get to a similar outcome through the roleplay experience. So what kind of agency are you giving yourself? What are the days are you allowing to be your best days ever? And what are your days that you're doing to just get by? What's the commonality in between? What gets you through both? You, my darling, dear do. Therefore, number 2, let's go ahead and look at your environment, okay? This is a huge part of the RPG mindset. Not only what is the environment, so we're not having white wall, zero description, minimal writing syndrome. On top of that, we are also looking at what we can go ahead and do to make our environment work for us. That's why this backdrop is getting taken down in a members only live stream or vlog. This is why I need to rearrange part of this office, like to the tune of, I don't even know if that's going to be the backdrop you all see when I live stream anymore. We shall see. And some of you are like, no, don't take it away. On the other hand, there's a lot I'm not doing on the routine to maintain my environment, to keep it working for me. We all know a car that is well oiled and gets routine maintenance of such tends to have an engine that lasts a very, very long time. Number 3, what is going on around you that is in your control versus what is not in your control? Yes, we have to acknowledge that 2025 and previous were what they needed to be to get us to this reset year. Oh boy. So as someone who's very much looking forward to this year, I'm challenging you to breathe along with me. It's a year about letting what it is be what it is. We have far less to worry about and far more to manifest, is something that my therapist recently said to me. And I'm like, I'm all for breaking through to that part of my RPG mindset. I believe we're on number 4, my friends. Let's take a look at what your ultimate expression is going to be this year. Are you being authentic is where I'm headed. And you keep hearing that word thrown around like popcorn and Cracker Jacks at the ball game of the year when it has the climactic moment. Yeah, you get that word thrown around a lot. But at the same time, after the way the last 5 years have gone, I'm done holding on to what I'm not no more, is something that I have often said to a few of my own clients lately in coaching. So just let it go. Just be you. And if it's a new part of you or a part of you that's been asleep for a long time, They're awake for a reason. Don't put them back in the closet. Anywho, number 5, what is the thing that you can improve in the short term that will help you in the long term? In RPG games, often players consider the short-term payoff and the long-term payoff of very, very split-second decision situations. Therefore, what is keeping you on the track to staying well on the track? With that being said, what are my big focuses for the year? I've mentioned them a little bit. More importantly for me, I am streamlining my business. I am debating about whether or not to move Soul Bard Academy's external things to here fully. And we are slowly growing 20 plus members strong. OMG, thank you all for being with me. Some of you 6 months and greater as part of this membership. I am so grateful. I have some goodies coming all y'all's way, and I need to get your addresses here shortly to get some things out in the mail to you. With that being said, I'm very much excited to focus on, at least for the next 6 months, because things are rough right now. This is one of the roughest Decembers I've had in a long time, mentally, emotionally, which is why I took it as more of a recharge month, which paid off. I'm really only ironing out the next 6 months. So check in with me if you want edits, because those books are filling up quick. And so I'm really looking at streamlining, ironing out, getting better systems for my business side of things for being an editor and a coach. On top of that, and that's within the next 6 months is my goal for that. On top of that, I really want to focus in on doing at least publishing 1 book a quarter. It blows my mind that I've published January the 11th, I will publish my 10th book. And everyone's like, oh my goodness, Jenna, you've been publishing plus or minus 2021, 2020. It was tail end of 2020, very beginning of 2021. You've been plus or minusing it about 5 years now. That's 2 books a year. Are you going to slow down? And I'm like, we'll see. I definitely want to get Vitae Langica 1 out in Q1. I'm not pushing it back further. I want it at Mythicon with me. Dang it. On top of that, I do have another project I could easily get out in Q2. That accumulates my 6 months. I'm probably looking at hiring a developmental editor. I do have a form description box below for beta reading street team things for Vitae Langica and the Myrna Annals Season 2. I'm also looking at... I've really been experimenting with what to do on this channel the last 3 years, and I have a ton of fun data, and I know what needs to stay and I know what needs to go. So in July of 2025, the Myrna Annals got its own YouTube channel. I have not been talking about it a lot lately because I wasn't sure what to put on there until I had the rest of this year's data for this channel. So chapter reads are going over there. Book launch parties are going over there. Updates about the Tiara book box and Amaranth's Library, which is the membership that the book box runs through on the myrnaannals.com. Getting all that ironed out and giving it a solid go. I took this past year to really put systems in place for it to work better, and used the book tour to kind of figure out what items to put in there. So I'm excited for that part of my publishing journey. And I don't know if you can see it back there, but you can see my brainstorm of ideas back there for 2026. And some of you are like, girl, there's no way. We'll see. Some of that's for 2027, and I know it. It's up there just because I wanted to get the stickies out of the way for it. I have a cork board tucked down in the wall there in some storage that is going to come out and get put up on this wall. That's going to have notes that I will pull off pin tabs. I'm going to kind of go back to a Kanban board a little bit because I like having this board to brainstorm on, and I want it back for that. So I'm modifying some things I'm doing and getting some better systems in play and getting this office to operate truly as the hub for both my book stuff and my services stuff. So I'm super excited. The foundation has been laid, and many of us are now working on ironing out the skeleton to make sure that our businesses have all the support they need. And I cannot wait to see what 2027 brings for all the good things. And Soul Bard mode, locked on. Let's break through in 2026 together. What's your word for the year, your phrase for the year, your inspiration for the year? What are you doing to get ready? And above all, take care of yourself. You've always been worth it from the beginning. And if you don't know that by now, come here until you believe it, and I'll hug you as often as you want. Dang it.